Hi, my name is Dana Dembski, and this is my video tutorial on using wikis in schools. What is a wiki? According to Wikipedia, one of the most well-known wikis, a wiki is a website which allows its users to add, modify, or delete its content via a web browser, usually using a simplified markup language or a rich text editor. There are lots of different websites out there that can guide you on creating your own wiki. For this situation, I used pbworks.com, and so if you go to that site, it's going to look like this. And what you're going to want to do to start is click on Education and Get Started. And then since we're just doing a trial here, we're going to choose Basic because it's free. And this is a good way for you to practice on creating your own wiki. But with teachers and with library media specialists as well, you could choose the classroom plan, which would have a lot more to offer for $99 per year. But for now, we're just going to choose Basic because it's free. Once you do that, you're going to be brought to a page that looks like this, where you're going to choose an address, and you're going to agree to use this workspace for non-commercial use only. And because I already have an account, I am logged in here already. So you're going to have to create your own account unless you already have one, and then you'll go from there. But since I already have an account, I'm going to use mine. I decided to call mine Wikis in the Classroom Tutorial, since that's what I'm using it for. And once you've named your page and agreed to the terms, you're going to be brought to this page here that says Front Page. Now, in order to do anything on this page, to change it at first, the two most important tabs are View and Edit. And then the most important button, once you go to Edit, you will see the most important button there is Save. Now we're back at the View page again, and this is what it looks like when you get to when you first start. Because this is a free version, it's a little clunkier than other versions that you can purchase, but basically this front page is helpful to you. You can go to the PBWorks educator community to see how other people are using PBWorks. If you need help, there's a manual, there's a help link as well that you can use while creating your own wiki. But because, like I said, it's the free version, in order to do anything now, we're going to go to Edit, and basically what you have to do is erase everything that's on there, and then you can start with a clean slate here. I'm just going to show you how to use a couple different tools that this website offers, and then I'll show you an example of how one teacher that I know is using it in the classroom. For the sake of trying this out, I'm going to just, on my front page, just make it a title page. So I'm going to center it. Again, because it's free, you don't have quite as many choices. You have a little bit of text options, but not a whole lot. I'm going to bold and underline and choose my size as large as I can go, which isn't that large. And I am just going to call it Wikis in the Classroom. And do not forget to save. One of the other things that you can do on this wiki is add images. So So I'm going to go to Images and Files, Upload Files, and I happened to get a few pictures that I can add. And then they show up over here. For my front page, I think I'm going to just include this one. Now, because it's a free version, like I said, it's a little clunkier. So what happens is it's going to insert the picture wherever you have the cursor. So because I just did that, I had my cursor over here, it ended up putting it in the wrong spot. So now I need to make a change. Even though it's a free version, they do have that very handy undo button. So I'm going to undo it, and then I'm going to move my cursor to where I want the picture to come in. And then I'm going to put it there. And then I'm going to save and continue. I'm going to be done with this page for now, so I'm going to go to Save. Once I do that, you'll see some other options that come up over here on this menu. So the next thing I'm going to do is create another page. This second page I am just going to call Wiki Resources. Now I come to another page. One of my other classes, I actually just watched a video on YouTube by a professor who uses Wikis with his college students, and it was really kind of an amazing video. So I'm going to link to that here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Insert, and I'm going to go to Link. And I just copied and pasted the link here, and now I should be able to access it. Now once I hit save, then the link becomes active. And I can click on it and it will go to that page. The other thing you want to make sure that you do is go back to edit and add a link to your front page. And save it. Then I can click on my front page link, and it's going to take me back here, where I am also going to edit and add a link to my second page. And save that, and that link becomes active. And now I can toggle between the two pages very easily. You can play around with this a little bit more, and if you add a couple more images, and again, don't forget to save. And then from here, let's say you're done editing, you have it the way you want to have it, and then you would like to invite people. Now, because I have my privacy settings set so that you have to be asked to participate, this is where you would go to invite other users. put in their email addresses, add the users, and you can choose them to be writers, which is so that they can add information. Um, Editors, they can do a little bit more. Readers, they can just look at it. Administrator, that would be the same kind of thing that I am doing, where I can go in and manipulate all the pages. So I encourage you to go into one of these websites like PBWorks and play around with it a little bit. There's lots of different things that you could do with it. But I want to make sure that I have a couple minutes to show you one that a teacher that I know has used. So that's where I'm going to go next. My daughter's 5th grade teacher uses a lot of different wikis, and this is an example of the reading wiki that they have for their classroom. And just so you can get a chance to look at it a little bit, what the teacher has done is to have made a folder for each of the kids in the class, and this is where they go to um, report on their reading logs, which they do once a week. And just as an example, this is my daughter's. Um, Here, by clicking over here, I can open that page. This is what she wrote. It is saved as is, but she could go in there and edit it and make any changes that she wants to. I'm not going to change anything on there for her. Um, but the way that it's organized is the teacher can go in and he has a record of all of the students' reading logs on one page. And the other thing that I didn't mention before, but the kids also learn how to comment on other people's posts. They learn about how to, they learn about appropriate internet behavior. They learn about critiquing and what is okay to put and what is not okay to put, and how you go about giving someone a critique without criticizing. And it's really a very good teaching tool for that as well. So that's just an example of how a teacher that I know uses this wikis in his classroom. And as I said, this is a 5th grade classroom, and they use it all the time. He also uses them to do monthly newsletters for the parents, and the kids each work together to create a page which gives information about the different subjects that they've been working on and what they've been working on in each subject for that month. So this is just an example. I really hope that you get out there and try some of these wikis. I think they're a great tool for collaborating as well as for teaching students how to behave online. Check out PBWorks at http://pbworks.com. Special thanks to Mr. Puglia's 5th grade class for letting me share their wiki.